hey, we have a request. Like, a lot of people make requests on podcasts.
Yeah.
Which is, if you like the show,
leave a review.
Leave a review.
Leave a review.
And we want to keep on doing it, so you'd do us a big favour if you were able to do that. Anyway, I think we need to watch what we've been saying.
Really? Are we hurting people?
Well, I don't know. Maybe not. But it's just, I was at the supermarket in the aisle with Linda, my favourite checkout lady. And can you call people ladies now? You can't, can you?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
I think a certain age group don't mind being a lady. Over 50.
Because my brother got into trouble for calling people ladies.
No, that was bitches. One of my friends was lining up, and she'd be about 40, and a woman behind her said, "Let the lady go first." He turned around and said, "I'm not a lady, I'm a girl." So she was offended that she was being referred to as a lady when she was a younger woman.
What do you say to a woman who is older than me?
Love? Pet?
Doll?
Doll.
Yeah, sweetheart. But what do I call her then? A woman. What do I call her?
She's a woman, Glenn.
Okay.
She's a human being.
Anyway, she's lovely. She listens every week.
Good on you, Linda.
And Linda also goes back and listens to the back catalogue.
Jesus.
I don't know how she does it. No,
they're all on there.
Are they?
Yeah.
Do you have to pay for that?
No.
Oh, that's good. Anyway, she's gone back 4 years. And she talked about, while I'm getting my groceries going through, I'm going, milk, bread,
condoms.
I was going to do that joke. Condoms, extra packet of condoms, lubrication, blah, 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 blah. While we're on that, do you reckon if you were a checkout person, would you sort of go, wow, these people are getting a lot of chips? These people are getting a lot of Diet Coke?
Yeah. I've seen a woman say to this person, "Are you having a party?" So what did Linda say?
Well, I was going halfway through my thing, and I said, "How have you been going with the podcast?" And she said, I listened to one the other day. I said, "Oh, what was it? What were we talking about?" And she said, with a very serious look on her face, "You were talking about shaving your testicles." I have no recollection. There was something to do with avocados. It was something to do. Was it?
Yes.
Was it? Can you remember what it was?
Yeah. So avocado is an ancient Incan word or Aztec word for testicles.
She said, "I felt really sorry for Dave."
Yeah, I just shaved my testicles.
Yes.
When I got a vasectomy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, and also apparently around about that time, I talked a lot about my shoes. Because I had some special shoes.
Oh, yeah, your sea shoes.
Yeah, she's going, "I really want to see, have you got your shoes on today? I really want to see them." And I haven't stopped wearing them of late. Now I feel obliged that I maybe should
wear them.
Because they're now famous shoes that she wants me to see. So anyway, it was very funny but slightly embarrassing to hear her talking about...
Forgotten about that.
Yeah, you guys were talking about shaving your teeth. And she said, "I felt very sorry for Dave." As she beeped through my,
Yeah. That's the thing. That's like the doctor, when I went to see him about getting a vasectomy, he said it as an offhand comment at the end. He said, "So I'll see you next Tuesday at the hospital, midday. And by the way, if you could shave your testicles, that'd be great." And then he walked out of the office.
And
bombshell.
Maybe we shouldn't talk about it again, but I've forgotten what we talked. Did you?
I had to.
Did you shave them with leather?
No, with a blade, yeah. Because I use a blade.
No, but surely you would nick your testicles. Sorry, Linda, be talking about it again.
No, you just got to pull and stretch the skin.
Oh, no.
Like a chicken giblet. Picture it, if you will.
Oh, no, why not just buy a little...
It's funny because Husey also does a routine about it. And he goes to his wife, "Can you help me? It could be an activity we could do together." But no.
But it would be a fun thing to do.
The wives don't offer to help when you got to shave your...
See, I'm lucky. I live with a nurse and she loves helping with that sort of stuff.
She would just get right in there.
Yeah, she gave me a needle in the head once. It was fantastic. She burst a thing in my forehead and it was fantastic. She's very skilled at what she does.
Yeah, that's good.
But,
for example, whenever you want to finger up the bum, bang, straight there. Puts the glove on, sure. I'm used to this. Why am I doing this?
I would use a electric one.
Oh, well, I don't have one of them. I've always used a blade for some reason.
And did you put a mirror on the floor and stand over a mirror?
You had to.
So you did use a mirror?
You had to use a mirror.
Hang on, but where was the mirror?
I'm pretty sure I put one foot up on the bath.
Oh, no.
It's a long time ago when I had the vasectomy. A long time ago.
And did you reckon you got it? You did a good job?
Yeah, I think so.
And how do you tell? Because then when you put your hand down there, they feel
pretty smooth.
Extra smooth. So not only have we reminisced about something we talked about before, we've gone into deeper. Yeah. I have no recollection of you doing that.
Well, you weren't there.
Yeah. And you didn't nick yourself or anything, did you?
Oh, a little bit I did, I think, yeah.
So what did you put a bit of tissue paper on there?
Yeah.
Because down there, there's a pretty good blood flow. You can bleed pretty well.
They did it like Norman Gunston's chin for a while. All those tissues stuck to it.
And did you have to do... I'm going on about it. Did you do the whole region or just your testicles?
No, just the testicles.
So
they're not interested in your groin. No, they're not. You don't have to shave
Because you know what
everything.
I reckon they probably do? They probably would have put a paper up and then they isolate your testicles like with a bit of paper around it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like a tooth. They do with a tooth with that rubber thing.
Yeah. And it pops through. and then he gets out his...
I wasn't awake. I actually got knocked out for my vasectomy. Some people have it done in the chair. If you go to like Dr. Snip or something like that. But this one was a...
Well, is there like a Jim's Mowing version of it?
Yeah, Dr. Snip. There's Dr. Snip. I think he's just... But he advertised on radio, Dr. Snip.
Say they're like 3 chairs, no waiting.
Yeah. He's like... You can just go in there and he'll do it on the spot for you.
No.
Whereas the one I did, I got knocked out. And yeah. It's a cheaper option to have it done in the chair.
Because my brother talked about it. He said that he just felt like like a dog, and he just came home and sat in front of the fire, licked his balls, and licked his empty balls and went to sleep. Because that's when. Because imagine if you're a dog.
I know.
You lick your balls in the morning.
I know.
And then you go for a ride in the car.
Yeah.
You have a bit of a dream, and then you go back to lick your balls later in the day.
They fix you up,
and they're not there.
I've got a routine about it. Maybe I'll save it for the end. It's a bit. Is it R-rated? No, it's just a bit gross. Anyway,
we're giving a warning.
We should have the
music. It's on topic. We should have
have the music.
Welcome to Somehow Related Now. Please welcome your hosts Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
Welcome to the podcast, Somehow Related. I always mention at this point, I'm doing Adelaide, but I'm also doing Melbourne Comedy Festival.
I'm not getting to plug anything.
Well, you got something for sale on Facebook Marketplace? What do you got? Some old chairs?
Yeah, no,
I tell you what, I put one thing on Facebook Marketplace, this bookcase, right? And then, people ask the dumbest questions, and it's like, can you put books in the bookcase? About the 5th question was, is Dave O'Neill really selling a bookcase on Facebook Marketplace? Like, am I not allowed to sell stuff on Facebook
absolutely.
Marketplace?
Yeah, but,
I'm not a billionaire.
Well, but you should get your people to do it for you.
Yeah, well, because it comes up under my name.
And you know who your people are? Your kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you don't.
Like those lazy.
You don't get any. Because we've done it. We've had things where we're going, what do we do with this? And then one member of the family does something magical with Facebook, and they put it out the front, and then people come.
Yeah.
It's amazing because you go, that's really good.
So, do you think it's a bad look for me as a comedian to be selling stuff on Facebook Marketplace?
Yes. Well,
one of my friends live with...
Look, don't get me wrong, man, just because it doesn't... I just think it's odd.
One of my friends live with Vince Colosimo, famous actor.
Yeah.
And he wanted to sell aluminium windows, and he put them out the front with his partner's like, just give them away. Give them away. No way. $5 each.
Who said that, Vince?
His partner.
His partner, yeah.
Jane.
Jane Hall.
Jane Hall, they used to go out. And he's like, no, I'm putting them out the front. And so he put them out the front with the sign $5 each. As a guy knocks on the door. G'day, I'm interested in that. Are you Vince Colosimo?
Oh, no.
And he's like, yeah. And he goes, yeah. He goes, do you want the windows or not? All right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe not. Maybe I shouldn't sell stuff. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, it's a long story, but you shouldn't... You have to watch out what you say and do. The reason I say that is because I told you I was going to post a letter one time and I could hear a cat meowing. I've told you the story?
No.
I could hear a cat meowing in a car. I'm going, no. There's a cat in trouble in that car. I don't know what happened, but I told a couple of people. Then the police turn up.
Oh, no.
So, and they're going, yeah, we can hear a cat in there too. And it was a kitten. So anyway, I go, I wonder whose it is. I go and knock on a door over there, and I go, is that your car out there? He goes, Glenn Robbins, what are you doing? Knock on the door talking about a cat. Is this a prank? Is this
you're working for the
Is this some sort of camera setup? Am I going to be on some comedy show or something? No, really, there's a cat. I mean, it just sounds unreal.
There's a cat in your car, mate.
It just sounds like a setup, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, so I go, no, it's not a setup. There's a cat caught in your car. It sounds like it's in distress. We need to get it out. And he goes, oh, okay. So, but he goes, yeah, but I've got bloody drugs in the boot. I'm like, you're kidding me. He goes, no, if they open the boot up looking for the cat, the police, they're going to find the drugs.
But where was the cat?
The cat, as it worked out, was lost and it crawled up and so was sitting on the manifold to stay warm.
Oh.
And it was underneath, so it was just sitting there.
It wasn't in the car.
No, it was in the car. It crawled up under the
Sure.
car and it was just going, meow, just to keep, and that's what I heard. So I had to bring the police around the front of the car. While they're at the front of the car, going, it's in there, let's lift the, I hold the police up one end and he sneaks around, gets the drugs out, runs back into his house, and I go, oh, fuck for that. I mean, it's kind of like I should have just walked home and let the cat have its own destiny, because I could have actually turned out really bad, and it was embarrassing. And
how many drugs was it?
I think it was just a bag of
marijuana?
I don't think it was I don't think he was a drug dealer. But if they had gone through his boot, they would have found something. Jeez. So look, just be careful.
Getting involved.
Getting look out.
I know what you mean.
Doing things that going out there, standing out in the street with your stuff in the street. Dave, have you not got enough money?
Yeah.
Seriously.
Well, I've got to take my drugs. I'm selling them on the dark web. Yeah. And I've got to take them off.
I don't know where we're up to.
We have to get the topics.
Right.
We have to get the topics. So we get 2 topics. Got to work out how they are related. What are the topics? Sam.
Burke and Wills and a Chinese gong.
Oh, that's interesting. Burke and Wills. I was just up in Queensland. I can't believe how far Burke and Wills got.
Well, they started in Melbourne in Royal Park. Now, if you're not from Melbourne, Royal Park
That's the zoo, isn't it?
It's the zoo.
Near the zoo.
It's where I used to take, when I used to have school sports, I used to take the kids to play golf. And apparently, on Facebook, they said that I used to try and get his kids to hit balls into the zoo, which is not true, but pretty funny.
See if you get a giraffe extra points.
Yeah, that's right. Hit it. Oh, good shot. So Royal Park is not that far from the city. I'll tell you what else was at Royal Park. I think there's the accommodation that they had for the Commonwealth Games. They built that round.
And children's hospitals on the edge of Royal Park.
Yeah, that is as well.
So they started there, but when I was in Queensland in Mount Isa, which is pretty remote, they came through near there.
Yeah. So that's
because a guy was driving me around.
Yeah.
From Mount Isa, Cloncurry, which is only like an hour away, and there's like a monument. He said they got up to the Gulf and came back.
Yeah, that's when they died.
Yeah, when they came back.
Yeah, they made it, and they got back to the what's the name tree? What was it called? The dig tree. The dig tree.
In Cooper's Creek? Was it Cooper's Creek where they died? Somewhere like that. I think it's Queensland.
Didn't they bury some food?
Yes.
For the way back.
The trip is extraordinary.
Just to catch the train that far is hard work, let alone
getting a plane is hard enough.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a bit worn out from flying that far up. They had horses and camels, and what year was it, by the way? Mid 1800s or something.
No one had gone inland like that. No white man, anyway.
So let me get this right in my head. Was this unexplored territory?
Yeah. They did meet a lot of Aboriginals on the way who helped them, actually. And when you read about their death, the local Aboriginals were trying to help them, but they do stupid things like let off a gun in the air and all the Aboriginals would flee the area.
White people doing stupid things? What are you talking about? They couldn't be that. No, that's not right. History's got it wrong.
And so they'd all flee the area and they'd stop helping them.
Yeah.
And then they'd actively look for Aboriginal people to help them, and they'd find them, they'd give them some food. Yeah. And then they'd leave again.
You know what? I reckon they probably caused enough trouble. Oh, maybe I shouldn't speak ill of the dead. But maybe they upset people. And when they were there dying, they went, well, we could have helped you, but we're not going to help you anymore if you're going to let your guns go off.
There was one guy who made the whole journey, I think, a soldier called King. I think he actually... We never hear about him. You hear about Burke and Wills.
Says like the guy didn't get to go to the moon. He's the one they forgot about.
Buzz Aldrin, Neil Armstrong, and Collins.
Collins. Ian Collins?
Oh, yeah, it might be, yeah.
No, I play golf with Ian Collins.
A bit bitter about being stuck in the spacecraft circling the moon.
Why did they go?
That was that time of just exploring, wasn't it?
Was it a government initiative? I don't think it was it wasn't just a bunch of blokes got together and go, hey, you want to head north? I think it was a government incentive, because I think there was some sort of connection of joining up with Indonesia or something with...
Oh, really?
With a cable, with telegraph or something.
Oh, really?
So in other words, Australia was cut off, but if they were to get up there, they could see how they could... Because they went to the Gulf which I've never been to.
No. So that's that bit in between Queensland and Darwin,
It's
kind of.
It's the big bite mark.
Yeah.
It's in there. I've been up to Cape Cooktown, which is
Above Cairns.
as far as you can go up that way. And I reckon I've seen where Captain Cook came in. But they were over on the other side, so it didn't go quite as far.
Yeah.
But incredible journey.
Well, I know from Mount Isa to that golf is like 8 hours drive. So, can you imagine?
And they had what did they had?
Walking through desert.
And they had enough food for obviously months, and then they had lots of camels and horses and carts, and I imagine it was a big parade.
Yeah, but I reckon it dropped off. People were dying and stuff, didn't they? Eventually, there was only 3 of them in the end, I think.
I think the first day they started at Raw Park and they finished the first day in Essendon or something. You got to say,
Shit house.
it's not a great effort the first day.
But people don't know. That's not that far.
No, there's a freeway now.
You get on Sydney.
Yeah, there's a Tullamarine freeway, and maybe they were onto something pretty early. Going, this is the right way to go. And if you're on horse and cart these days, how far would you get?
No, walking you'd get further than Essendon. You could get to Seymour or something.
I think they had trouble. I think they probably had trouble.
If you walk for 8 hours, you could get up the highway.
And what would they have had? They'd have a map. No, well, they wouldn't have a map because they hadn't been there before.
No, they would have had something, though.
They would have compass.
Compass?
Because really, they just headed straight. And it's pretty much a straight line. They headed straight north.
Yeah.
Right through the heart of it, which is
and then they
bleak
got
country.
they got to the Gulf. They completed it. Then they came back and they died.
Yeah, they only got a little bit way back. And they died under with King and which one, Burke or Wills?
Well, one of them died first. They left one and said, you go on. You go on without me.
Yeah.
Left them a bit of food under a tree.
Because, somehow related, this as a podcast, we go on a journey.
We're like explorers.
Explorers that go into the unknown, and we bring topics to the world, and we go into territories ungone before, well said. And who would go first out of you and I?
Oh, I reckon you're fitter than me. No, I'm just fat. I've got a bit of supplies on me.
Yeah, I'd just get really skinny.
Yeah.
And then I'd probably get a bit whingy.
Yeah.
And then I'd probably
I just leave you under a palm tree.
Yeah, would you? Yeah.
I'd say I'd come back for you.
You wouldn't come back.
Like in the English Patient where he leaves his girlfriend in the cave in Africa or something when the plane crashes.
I don't know that.
And she's all injured and she's lying there and she goes, will you come back for me? And he goes,
oh, yeah.
He goes, yeah. I'm like, yeah, eventually. He does eventually.
Yeah.
Months later and she's dead. I don't know, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
When you said to me, will you come back for me? I go, yeah, well, eventually.
Yeah, because,
eventually.
Because you'd get somewhere and they'd have nice food and a nice shower and you'd probably have a bit of a holiday.
Oh,
you'd be up
I'd watch a few movies and I go, look, Glenn's actually still back there. Should we go get him?
You go, no, not yet.
And the guy will say, we'll check the Rex Airlines, where we can get, how far we can fly.
Bring some more food. Bring some more food and a bit of a massage.
Chocolate Sundae, Dave?
Yeah, that'd be nice. And, should we go and get him now? No.
And then I'll wake up and go, God, I slept for bloody 12 hours and Glenn's still under that tree.
Yeah, I would be so dead.
You'd be real dead.
Yeah, I'd be
skeleton dead.
Yeah, Did they send anyone to find them? I think they did.
They must have.
I think they sent a lot of, which is kind of weird, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's kind of weird. Like, okay.
So they go up on the same track that they've just been on.
And they go...
there would have been settlements maybe in Brisbane or something. Maybe they would have sent across.
But what did they have in venturing off to find them? What did they have that Burke and Wills didn't have that meant that they could do it?
Yeah, exactly. Were planes invented in that time?
No. Well, 1860s, I would imagine. So, there's a lot going
Interesting.
on. Yeah.
Well, I think we've talked about Burke and Wills a lot. Should we talk about the Gong?
If you like the show...
Leave a review.
Leave a review.
Leave a review. Okay, Chinese Gong. Well, what do we think of? We think of what's it?
Oh, we think it's the Gong show.
The Gong show.
There was the red faces had a gong.
Gong in red.
Yeah, and there was a show back. I'm going to say 70s.
Yeah.
That I used to watch after school. The older audience will remember, called the Gong Show with Chuck Barris. Chuck Barrett. Yeah.
Oh, I love that show.
Such a good show.
And it was just really random. But so it was sort of like Red Faces.
It was just random people doing random things. But it was. I remember what's the name used to be on there. The guy with the shopping bag on his head.
Oh, the Unknown Comic.
The Unknown Comic was on there.
Yeah, with the paper bag on his head.
And
then the big black guy dancing, Gene the dancing machine.
Gene the dancing machine.
Which is hilarious because he would just turn up and start dancing to the same music.
So good. And it was a show that no way you would get up now. But the host was so charismatic.
He was good.
He was always pull a hat down over his eyes.
Yeah.
Which is, again, you'd never do.
But, they had good judges. They had, like, Letterman was a judge on there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they had, like, celebrity judges. Yeah. Probably not when we watched it, but later on. But they remade it with Mike Myers hosting.
Oh, did they?
As a character. And Will Fort, he was the voiceover guy. I think him and Mike Myers worked on it together. I don't know what year that was.
And and the gong part of it was, if they didn't want you on,
they gong you off.
And is that where Hey it's
yeah.
They stole it from there, did they?
Well,
I'm not saying they stole it, but it was
it must have been influenced by heavily.
Maybe a gong show is a tradition in other in
yeah.
cabaret, is it? I don't know. Getting gonged off. I mean, maybe that is a thing that if you've done enough, I don't know.
They still have gong shows. There's one in Perth they do, like a comedy night where you get gonged off and.
Okay, yeah.
It's brutal though, isn't it? Like on Hey It's Saturday, it used to be brutal. Like,
but you know
gong him red.
But the thing was, it worked because it was I'm not going to say a romantic sound, but it was definite, and it had
it's a full
drama.
Stop. It's a full stop.
Yeah, and the sound would carry on for a while.
I don't think the Chinese guy, I assume it was a Chinese guy that invented the gong, ever imagined that it would be used in show business. What was it made for? Was it for like
It's a ritualistic sort of instrument, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's for announcing meetings. It's for
remember that movie logo with the gong in it? There's like Paramount or there's a gong. There's a gong.
A British one.
Yeah. Trust British paint. Sure can. Not that one.
Sure can.
It wasn't that.
No, it wasn't. No, it was a British. It was like Rank.
Oh, Rank. Yes.
Was it Rank?
Rank Arena.
No, Rank Arena was the TV.
Yeah, I think it was Rank something.
And someone would bang the gong at the start of the movie.
And it was a Chinese guy. Someone dressed up in gear, wasn't it? We're having a Ross Noel moment about a logo.
Yeah, but it was a gesture towards nobility, to importance, to grandeur, to things that...
I think they were used when someone would enter the room in Chinese courts and stuff. When dinner
is being served?
The Ding Ministry. Oh, you're right. It's used for in boarding houses and stuff.
Dinner is being served.
Dong. You're right.
Yeah.
Because you can get a little gong, can't you?
Yes, you can. You can get a little gong, which is like, that's just a little
like a
gong.
foot high, kind of.
But then you get the big gongs, which are like,
huge.
Yeah. Now, where would they be used other than...
do you reckon Daryl still got it? You think he's got it in his garage? Or Red. Maybe Red took it.
Yeah, because it was a real big-sized gong, wasn't it?
It was a big gong.
It was a big gong, the biggest as they come.
Do you reckon sometimes Daryl has a fight with his wife and then
they talk about who's going to get the gong?
No, in the divorce.
And it also had a...
No, he just goes... She goes, I've had enough of you, blah, blah. He goes, I'm going to go to my man cave, and she just hears a few gongs.
Goes out and plays with his gong. Give it a big one, give it a small one.
And the neighbour's like, oh, God.
Wasn't there like a run you could do? Or was that different?
That's timpani.
No, that's drums.
That's timpani drums.
Yeah, that's drums. Whereas a gong, it's either one hit and that's it.
When you do see an orchestra, the timpani percussionist player will have a gong there. They'll have a gong behind them often.
Yeah, and they'll have a stick with a velvet mallet on it.
Yeah,
that they will hit the middle, the side. What will they do?
They sort of hit it and then they run it down it, don't they? Kind of thing. Yeah.
I mean, there's no doubt it's an art form. It's something you would have to learn. I don't think I think when you see those things, would I know how to? I probably would.
You would. Were you ever a judge on Red Faces?
That's a good question.
Were you a judge on Red Faces?
I don't think I was.
Someone said, which I did text you about, was Glenn in Anzacs. They were watching Anzacs and you're...
Yeah, I was.
You had a speaking role in Anzacs, the TV show.
I did. Yes, I was. It was one of my first speaking roles. And I remember...
There was a few comedians in there.
Yeah, Mark Mitchell was in there. Yeah.
What do you remember?
I just remember doing it. It was a night shoot. And I remember pretending I was really an Anzac because I was standing there with my army uniform on. And out of the darkness... Paul Hogan walked
What?
dressed as his character, along with another guy called Bluey, who was smoked a rollie. I'm going, wow, this is what it would really be like. You're like, to really be an Anzac.
Fighting with Paul Hogan.
Yeah, and then I went and did a scene in a bar, and anyway.
Is it true that you went to an RSL and tried to get a free drink? Is that true? Or?
You making that up?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Because I'm capable of anything. I don't know whether it was in central Victoria somewhere.
Yeah.
But it was only, I just drove out there, did the shoot and came back home again. Probably got home quite late. It's probably late night for me. I was probably a bit tired.
What year was that? 80s? Late 80s?
80 would have been early 80s.
Oh, wow.
Not late 80s. No, I did a lot of my early acting stuff in 81, 82, 83. Because I finished uni in 80.
Right, okay, right.
So that meant I could step out into the world and become a real actor. And that was my plight until I discovered comedy.
Wow.
Was to be an unemployed actor.
Okay, so what else can we say about the Gong?
Have you ever, in your own kitchen, got up there with the gong and hit it with a spoon and get dinner's ready? Done a funny gong for the kids? Come on.
Maybe with a saucepan.
Yeah, saucepan lid.
We don't own a gong, funny enough, but I wouldn't mind getting
No, that's
one.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You hit a gong with
Yeah, I think, Christmas time maybe. I was cooking for about 12 people.
I remember when Dad used to vacuum the lounge room, he would put the vacuum hose around his neck and pretend he was the Lord Mayor and announce it a public holiday. It's as good as it got in my house. And
Gong him, Red.
well, and then those ritualistic things, often fathers, to be funny, will hold up a pot lid
Yes.
and play a bit of a tune on it to be
Yes.
funny.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
It's true.
Yeah, I mean it's a dad joke.
It is a
but
dad
things
thing.
that dads do to be funny for the kids, and the kids don't. The kids when they're young, they
They
laugh.
like it.
As they get, they just become. You're probably just embarrassing at the moment.
Yeah,
aren't you?
yeah. My kids are 16, 18 and 21.
You are permanently embarrassing.
Yeah.
Everything.
I would say
do you
so.
still try to be funny?
Try occasionally, yeah. I had to take my daughter down the beach. It was like schoolies, but it was like in February.
Yeah.
So but her and 8 of her friends, and they're like, so you can imagine, I didn't want to hang around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they want funny stories. They want funny stories.
Yeah, I imagine. Yeah, the kids.
Yeah. They want to hear about you because some of
Yeah.
them really like you. Oh, Glenn Robbins.
Yeah,
And I said, do you want to drive past his house? They're like, let's drive past Glenn's house.
You didn't say that, did you?
Yeah, we didn't. Don't worry. We didn't. I said, do you want me to call him? We'll call him.
You did ring me one day.
I did, and you did a routine for us.
It's like, what is this? Oh, Glenn, I'm just with the kids.
That was
Can
just
you-
my kids.
Yeah, I'm with these kids.
That
Can
was
you-
a very funny story, though.
Can you please tell the story? I don't know what the story was.
No,
but
I can tell you it was aggro pranking you.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And
Yeah,
Aggro pranked-
pranked you on the phone.
And-
It's a
and-
funny story.
It's a funny story when I was. Do I tell the story?
We've
now, do I?
heard the story a few times, but it is very funny.
It was when I was filling in an
Maybe
agency.
Linda will.
My
listen
partner
to
was
this.
owned an agency, and he rang up from a radio station pretending to be a guy who had a performing dog and wanted to audition his performing dog over the phone.
Yeah.
And
The dog kept farting.
and basically the dog was meant to talk. Okay, talk.
Yeah, we know Aristotle or something.
Yeah, Socrates.
Socrates.
Socrates. Sing a song, Socrates, and Socrates go. He goes, Socrates, dirty dog. Come on, sing, Socrates. Oh, he look. Hello, you there? Look, he normally will sing, but he's just these. Oh, Socrates, get out. Anyway, do you take performing dogs at your agency? And I completely believed it.
That's
that one,
incredible.
And then Jamie Dunn, who was aggro, came on the radio and said, "No, well, you've been punked," and then anyway.
Well, may he rest in peace,
Yes.
Jamie Dunn.
He passed away.
Yeah, didn't he pass away? Oh no! Oh no! Yeah, I'm sure Aggro passed away.
No.
Okay, Sam, you've got. This is
You look
awful.
nervous now.
I'm sure Jamie Dunn passed away.
Oh, I'm sad to hear. I didn't know that.
Well,
No, Dave.
Oh, now I feel terrible.
Socrates.
Oh, speaking ill of the dead, Dave, what have you done? This is terrible. What?
Jamie Dunn is alive. You're thinking of someone else.
What
thought
made
he
you
passed
think,
away.
What made you think that he?
Hang on, am I getting him mixed up with Ozzy Ostrich?
Oh, Ernie Carroll.
He's passed away.
Oh, you're thinking of animal. You're thinking about puppets on TV.
Yeah.
Ernie Carroll has passed away. Ernie Carroll,
I
who
thought
was
Jamie
Aussie.
Dunn had passed away.
Yeah, I know, you said that.
Oh, no,
And,
sorry.
hello,
sorry.
Jamie. I know he's a big listener to this program.
God, imagine if his kids are listening or his grandkids.
Yeah, you know.
Oh, that's awful.
Do you have Google alerts?
No, I don't.
Why not?
Well, is that when it alerts you when someone talks about you?
Doesn't they write something in the paper about you? Don't you want to know?
Care less.
Oh, because
Go for it.
I keep on coming up on Google alerts, and I'm dead.
Oh, you're dead.
Yeah, I've died. Yeah, anyway.
Well, Jamie Dunn's going to come up now. Oh,
Yeah,
no.
poor old Jamie Dunn. No, Jamie. I don't know what he does now, but
He retired.
Agro was one of
I don't
them.
want to say anything more.
Yeah.
Agro was very funny.
He was very funny.
Very funny.
Yeah, very funny.
All right, well, we've done enough Gong talk.
We've done Burke and Wheels. We've done Gongs.
What can be our listening music? What can we have? We can have a bit of Red Simons on Red Faces.
Yeah.
Chuck on the Gong Show.
We can have the opening of Red. Yeah, we have Chucky, the opening theme from that.
Gene, the dancing machine.
Could we have a make? I know. We have a make believe where someone has been away to college for 4 years, and all they've learnt is how to play.
Yeah, the music conservatory.
Yeah, the gong. Okay, and coming
all
back,
they've come back
and confronting and telling his parents what he's done.
All right, okay. Oh, what a nice surprise, Sebastian! You're back from 4 years at the music conservatory.
I am so proud to be here. I've been away. I have been working incredibly hard. I have learnt my
Me and
passion.
your mother are so excited
Yes.
to hear you play the violin or the cello or the flute or the oboe.
Yep.
What instrument have you been studying?
Well, I think you're going to be thrilled. I am
Do
now.
we need to get it from somewhere? Have you got a suitcase with it?
No,
or-
I brought it with me. Here it's in the back of the car. It is a Chinese gong. Oh, it's quite heavy.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Gong?
Yeah. A Chinese gong. I spent 4 years learning how to play the Chinese gong. And there
4
it is.
years?
And I've got my own mallet. Do you want to touch my mallet?
Not really.
The mallet. And what I do, I put it up on this frame here. That took me a year to learn that. And then I hang that from there like that. And what I do is, I bring my hand back and then I go like that. Isn't that magnificent?
Well, that's it. That's what you did 4 years studying how to play the gong.
Yes.
Are there any different songs or?
Oh, yeah, I can play. I can do the gong section from the Chinese national anthem.
Oh, how's that go? Well, that just sounded like the other one.
I can do the opening from Kung Fu.
Okay. Well, again, that sounded like the other one.
I can do atmospheric music for the movies. And my specialty, the start of a British movie rank, something along that line where the guy hits it, I can do that actual noise. Mum, Dad, are you proud of me?
No, we're not proud of you. 4 years, so much money was spent for you studying the conservatory. This is an absolute joke. That's all you've come back with after 4 years of study.
Well, after I hit it, I can do that thing where you rub it and make it go quiet again.
Good Lord, Sebastian, you are a disappointment to this family.
What do you mean I'm a disappointment? I did learn something else.
Not a second instrument.
I learned a second instrument.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, I thought you were looking worried. And I thot, well, I've got a little bit of extra time.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned a second instrument. That took me an additional 18 months.
Post-grad.
Post-grad. And I am. And do you want to know what it is?
Sweetheart, this will be fantastic. What have you learned?
I've got it here with me now. It is a triangle.
Shit out.
And now enter the timpani section of the orchestra. I've got my triangle. I've got my gong. Bring on my career. And not only that, Mum and Dad, I can put them together. Watch this. This in this hand and the other hand. And here I go with a duet.
Get out, Sebastian.
Oh, dear. Should I exit with the gong noise?
Oh, very funny. All right, so we got to guess what is the connection between Burke
Sebastian.
and Wheels and a Chinese gong.
I reckon they took one the whole way.
Why?
So when they got there, they put their hands into the water at the other end and went and made a noise as a ceremony.
Oh.
Big commitment to carry a gong, but they had a lot of camels and they had a lot of horses and they had a lot of things they could easily carry it, don't you think?
Maybe Burke and Wills. I'm just something one of their families made Chinese gongs. They were the Chinese gong manufacturers.
Ah.
I don't know. Oh, okay, what is the answer, Sam?
Burke and Wills took a lot of equipment on the expedition, including a Chinese gong, including enough food to last 2 years, a cedar-topped oak camp table with 2 chairs, pocket charcoal water filters, rifles, revolvers, rockets, flags and a Chinese gong. The equipment altogether weighed as much as 20 tons. It's thought that the gong was taken to use for communication. This is one of the early uses for it in Chinese culture.
As a communication.
Wow, so the gong.
When Thingo was dying under the tree, where was the gong?
Oh, they're bashing it, were they?
You have been listening to Somehow Related with Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
Could you imagine being an Aboriginal Australian, never hearing a gong and hearing that?
Would be magnificent.
Be scary.
Having said that, if you hit a gong really hard, do you think it would travel, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I suppose so.
I suppose it would, but then again, you wouldn't know what it meant.
No, exactly.
You know, what's that beautiful noise, that gong noise? Oh, I don't know. Does it mean someone's in trouble? No, it couldn't be. It's too beautiful. Yeah,
Surely when he's lying on his deathbed, he should have bought a flute.
But having said that, they could have flipped it over and used it as a wok.
Ah, yes.
They could use it as a wok
and a little bit of barramundi.
Barramundi in there, throw some veggies, put it on the fire, And the mallet, they could have used that for, clubbing animals on the head with. They could have, so it's not stupid.
Not stupid at all.
We salute you, Burke and Wills.
Interesting fact for the kids there, Australian history right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so the end of my routine on my vasectomy. Right, this is for Linda, if Linda's listening.
Oh, Linda will still be listening. She listens in bed.
Well, good on you, Linda. This might put you to sleep or make you have a nightmare. But so anyway, when I went to get my vasectomy, the doctor was he told me what he did. He said, I cut your tube and I fuse it with a hot instrument. And he says, so you've got to understand that your stuff has got nowhere to go.
Yeah.
All right, it just stays there. And I would say to the audience, so you're looking at me thinking, gee, that Dave O'Neill, he's a bit fat. Well, this isn't fat. This is build-up. Woo!
It's backed up sperm.
Good night, Linda.